What up, everybody? It's Dom Hecht with WisdomCast. Today we have an insanely talented guest, Chechep Arif Rahman. Chechep is an actor and fight choreographer who has created some of the most iconic fight scenes in cinematic history. Chechep was involved in what I think is in the top 5 greatest cinematic fight scenes of all time when he played the assassin in Raid 2. Chechep is from Garut, Indonesia, where he has learned and mastered his style of Silat Penglipur. His style is super unique, and it translates so well on film. Before we bring on Chechep, I wanted to show you some of his work when he played a shinobi alongside Yayan Ruhian against Keanu Reeves in the film John Wick 3. Enjoy. And here he is, Chechep Arif Rahman. It is a pleasure, sir. Hey, very nice to meet you. And honestly, I'm a gigantic fan of yours, man, and having you on, this is like a dream come true right now. So I want to thank you very much, first off, for coming on. It's a great honor to have you, man.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So
Great to be here too.
Awesome. So just moving right along into things, as the things kind of go on the show, I'm going to pull up some videos, some clips, some pictures, and feel free to talk about anything that you see going on in these images, and we'll kind of just hop right into things and just start talking about it. So we had that great clip there from John Wick 3 where you played one of the shinobis alongside your friend Yayan Ruhian. Tell me about that experience. How was that overall? Was that your first American film, or what was that experience like?
It was the second film of American movie for me.
Awesome.
After Star Wars.
Star Wars was the first one. Nice.
Yeah, Star Wars. Yeah, the first. That's but for the fighting experience, working with the great team of like 8711 is for me is a really good experience to be there, because we know about how the fighting work in America. So if we can compare with here in Indonesia, it have many things that we can adapt and then also like adjust when we work also here in Indonesia. So that's experience we can apply here
Yeah.
with our system here because of course it's very different between how we arrange the fighting choreography between here in Asia or Indonesia and in America. For
Yep.
example, like the thing that I really like interest about how the fighter or the performer in America doing the great work there. They prepare everything with very serious. For example, like safety. Normally in here in Indonesia, when we join in the project of the movie, the safety is prepared by the choreography team.
Yep.
So the player or the performer or the stunt performer or also like fighter just come and then wait.
Yep.
If they give us the good safety, good for us. If not, maybe not good too.
That's funny
But if
because
I yeah,
when I
but if I
initially
see
when I had first got into stunts too, it was the same thing where I didn't wear any pads, I didn't know what to do, and then as you
uh-huh.
start to move up and then get into like different films, you see, oh, they bring out pads for the ground to fall on, they bring out elbow pads, knee pads, so it sounds like you had a good experience in terms of being protected as the talent
That's
on the
true.
film.
That's true.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
So that's
awesome.
also the good point for me because in the beginning, I saw many friends of us from Los Angeles, from even from Japan. They bring big bag, bring everything of the safety like pads or everything.
Yep.
But us, we didn't bring any safety, even just pad for my knee. So I just borrow from them, but they very kind of them. So everything that I need, also they gave us. But yeah, it's same of us also because if like that, it's like not professional, right? So
Yep.
directly in the second week, me and Kang Ayan go to the shop and then ask with the friends there to look for the safety for us, and then we have to do the same thing like them too.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
awesome. So myself, I'm a huge fan of stunt people, stunt community, and I'm very familiar with 8711. I wanted to point out in this picture here. Obviously, everyone knows the guy in the center, Keanu Reeves, the great one. Then we have yourself on the right side of the picture there. We have Yaya Ruyan, who's also an Indonesian actor and fight choreographer, and then Chad Stahelski on the left there. I apologize to the guy on the
Mhm.
right. I'm not sure who that is. But Chad Stahelski is the owner of the 8711 fight team for anyone that doesn't know. They do some of the
Yeah, yeah.
best fight scenes, stunt, and all of the big Hollywood movies going on right now. So I think it's really cool that you got to work with them. Me being a fan of the Indonesian film culture, when you guys got brought over, I was so excited to hear it. I was just like, let's go, let's go.
That's true. That's great.
Yeah, this is a
And
great picture
also,
here.
uh, because working with 8711 is not the first time for me. Uh,
Nice.
in the past, they were maybe not they, but only maybe two or three of them came to Indonesia for like learning together, for like
Yeah,
compare about the experience, like how the raid team work for the raid movie.
yeah,
Or so they came there and then we like study together how to do the fighting choreography there compared with in Hollywood. And then uh, when after the John Wick also, so sorry, as long as in John Wick process, yeah, they very helpful with me because yeah, we already know each other even just by multi by media social, but we have already good contact since before.
the
So
relationship was there. The chemistry was
yes,
already
yes,
starting to build. Yeah,
that's true, that's true. And then also Chad is very good director because he start like you said he start from the stunt performer too,
yep,
and then after that become the like fighting choreographer and then action director and then become director, and also still a good teacher because while in the set if he want to be moved like be sweaty, he just teach the team
Yeah.
with the something nice. So that's why it's good, also a good experience for me because I can learn another martial art system.
Learn some of the
It's
things
also
from him.
like the new thing for me. Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard
and
he's got
also
a good background in judo. I'm pretty sure he has, right?
yes, yes, that's true, that's true. And then when I got the like movie festival in America, also not only for festival but also like for the seminar of the silat lesson. Also, I met with Mr. Chad in his dojo.
Wow.
So yes, and when I tried to call him, and he said, "Hey, just join with us, but you have to come early in the morning." So like 7 for America is early, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe
that's
here it's no
early.
problem. Yeah, it's early. So when we arrived there, Mr. Chad already there, ready for teaching. So I just joined for 2 and almost 3 hours lesson, and then
Wow.
very good lesson there. Very good experience to learn something about martial art, about judo, about also how judo become in the choreography fighting.
Yeah.
So that's a nice experience.
That's super
Thank you.
cool. For myself, I actually got to get on Matrix 4 for like 7 nights, and it was on the
Ah,
big nights where the stunt team was working. So I was kind of just there hanging out, doing my part that I was supposed to do, and watching them operate and work. It was just next
nice.
level, and it like you were talking about in terms of safety and the crazy stuff they could pull out. It was really amazing to watch them work.
Mhm.
So the bringing together of those two cultures is just awesome, and I hope you guys keep working together for sure because who
Of
knows
course,
what,
we
what
hope
amazing
so.
stuff you
Maybe
guys
with you
can come up
too.
with. Hey, if it's ever possible, I would be extremely honored. But I did
Yes,
have to
yes.
ask you, of course, we've talked about your relationship with Chad and working with him, but of course we have to ask about working with Keanu Reeves. What was that experience
Mhm.
like? Were you a fan before? And how was it working with him and seeing his talents, live in person and in the training room?
Mhm. So before I met with him, Indonesian people already talk about him that he is very humble and then good worker, good practitioner. Also, is not only good practitioner in the movie but also in the real life. So that's issue
Yeah.
is true, is
Everything's
right.
true. Everything's true that
Yes,
people say
it's
about him.
true.
He's nice,
Yeah,
he's humble, he's great, he's perfect.
yeah. So, like for example, when we have the rehearsal, so the rehearsal normally we have two kind of rehearsal: rehearsal in the dojo and rehearsal in the set.
Yeah.
So, like a rehearsal in the in the dojo, I guess maybe he just came just after another anybody. But when I right there, he already there. So already doing the warming up, and then when I come, he just say hello and then look shake a hand. It's like not look like great actor, but just like a normal person.
Normal
So
guy.
it's very yeah normal guy. We really appreciate for me to see him like that. And then when he do the system or the choreographic thing, he always want to do it perfectly. So if something difficult, he will not ask to be changed, become easier, but still try how how we can give him a trick to get it in the as good as possible.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
it's
he's
a
he's
good
he's a
practitioner.
he's a big fan of movie making and the fight scenes and all that. He's been ever since the first Matrix. I know he's gotten really into it with like Tiger Chen and his whole crew training him.
Ah,
And
great. You join it.
yeah, I got to meet Tiger Chen one time too.
Ah,
Super talented guy. I love his fight
hmm.
scenes, and I think he was one of the original guys who started training him in the martial arts at first. So,
That's
um,
that's right.
were you able to meet any of those types of guys too,
Who?
like Tiger Chen and
Because
all that crew?
we were have in the different scene, so
Oh
we
yeah.
didn't see each other. So it's that's also. I
Someday.
hope maybe next time I want to see him, of course.
Right? Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then one other character in the movie I had to talk about, Mark Dacascos and Yaya Runyan. We're definitely going to talk about Yaya a little bit later on as well too. But tell me a little
Mhm.
bit about Mark. I watched the TV show Wu Assassins, which also features your friend Iko Uwa, and both of them killed it in that movie in that TV series for sure.
Mhm.
But tell me about your experiences with working with Mark Dacascos in terms of his talent and abilities.
So same like with Keanu. First time I met with Mark while we do in the rehearsal directly in the set, because At that time, I came late, right? Because should be a week before, but I got something look like problem while get the visa or something. So I a little bit late. So when I came there, directly met with Mark in the set. So normally I little bit shy to ask say hello for the first, but he just came directly to us and then say, ah, the red guy, how are
Yep.
you? So just like hug us and then shake hand. So that's why just directly we have a conversation, good had a good conversation, just
Yep.
like we met already before. And then he is not as young as when I saw him in the movie because I also his fan.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I fan with him since he doing in like capoeira movie, Only the Strong. So saw him first time in Indonesia while in that movie. So I
That's awesome.
really have good fan of him. So when I see him directly, it's so like very honor for me. And then when I see that he also a good person and very humble like that, it's like a great experience to see him in face.
Yeah, that's the
And also
best.
while training, same like another. He came to the gym and then work together with us, warming up together, everything together. Not to look like have a special thing.
Yep.
Uh, than another. We just look like at that in the gym. We just like practitioner. So all
Training.
do the thing together. Yes, just train together.
Yep. That's awesome. You guys are able to bring all these kind of different worlds together in terms of film and just combine it into creating some of the greatest fight scenes ever. I think it's super cool.
Mhm.
But start moving right along from that. I definitely wanted to talk a little bit about your background. I wanted to
Mhm.
learn. I did some research about Salat and Penglapur, and I wanted to kind of hear a little bit about how everything works. Before we talk about that specifically, I just wanted to kind of pull up on a map here and show kind of where you guys are in the world, just for people who aren't familiar with
Okay.
with Penglapur. So I believe you're from the city of Garut. That's correct.
Garut, yes.
Garut, sorry. And it looks
Small
like
town.
right near the capital, Jakarta. And I didn't realize Indonesia has so many islands here. So you guys pretty much are all in this area right here. Is that correct?
Yes, in West Java. So
That's
from
awesome.
Jakarta is around 4 hours by train or 5 hours by driving with the car.
That's awesome. And so
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about Penglapur. So, or sorry, tell me about Salat first. So Salat is kind of the branch of what martial arts in Indonesia. I'm sure you're going to explain a little
Mhm.
bit better than me. And then Penglapur is the style of Salat that you train. Is that correct, or how does that all kind of work?
Yes, yes. Okay, maybe I will explain the history or the silat story in our school, Persian, right? In
Awesome.
Panglipur, Persian. So according to our teachers, that silat in Indonesia has three big places who become a source, the sources of the system.
Okay.
So we believe that 70% from these three sources become the influence to every places in Indonesia. So for example, not for example, I mean the three places is West Java, West Sumatra, and then Bugis Makassar.
Okay.
So in Java, in Sumatra, and in Makassar in Sulawesi Island or Celebes Island. So this three big system give the influence to another system in the local system in Indonesia become silat. So for example, like 70% from for example in Bali. So in Bali they have 70% of the influences from these three places,
Yeah.
and then 30% from local system.
Okay, I
So
get it. So it's kind of the basis is the 70%, and then everyone kind of has their own different. The other 30% is kind of
the local, yeah.
every region's kind of own little additive that they put into it.
Yes, that's
Wow,
right, like that.
that's
And
cool.
then
And yours is Penglapur, that's correct.
yes,
Penglapur.
Panglipur is was built by five styles. So the style is Cimande, the old system in West Java. So the pure of West Java system. and then Sera. Sera actually is combining between Chimandais because the Sera teacher, the Sera founder, Pak Sera, learned from the sons of Chimande founder, and after that met with the teacher in Aceh, Sumatra, and then also have the training partner from Bugis, Makassar. So that's why Sera is like combining between three big system.
Wow. Yeah, because I can see kind of a wide variety of different martial. When I'm watching Salat, I'm thinking in my head based off the things that I know, which is like boxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, judo, those types of things. And I'm watching some of your moves. I'm like, oh, that kind of looks like that. Oh, that kind of looks like that. Because I see you have like a lot of good grappling and good judo throws that go with kind of the crazy punches and kicks and all that too. So I think it's a really really beautiful martial art. So much respect to it for sure.
So if we can say like Chimande more about how we can manage the body become a good response and also good protection. So care about how while we move, we always have a good protection. That's in Chimande. But in Sera is how we can good striking. Learn about how we have a good striking, but between striking, we have also still good protection of the body. And then the third styles is Cikalong. Cikalong actually the founder learned from 19 teachers of Chimande, but also have 2 teachers from Sumatra, from Pagaruyung, Sumatra Barat, West Sumatra. And then after Cikalong, we have Sabandar. So Sabandar actually is the pure from Sumatra system, but the teacher, the founder, moved from Sumatra to West Java. Work in West Java and then become a teacher there, become the founder of Sabandar system. Wow. And then the last is Betawi system, Betawi style. Oh, sorry. Sabandar is a kind of like wrestling. So all about locking, about taking down, or about throwing. So all about Sabandar there. And then the last one is Betawi style. Betawi is Jakarta, the old name of Jakarta. So because of harbor, in Betawi, it have also the influence from a little bit from China, like Kuntao. We call it Kuntao because it's not pure Kung Fu, but look like the Kung Fu practitioner from China already moved to Betawi and then become the local people there, and then try to adjust the system of from Kung Fu become Kuntao, become the look like acculturation between Kung Fu and Silat, local Silat. Wow. So that's in Betawi. Is sometimes it's a little bit from another martial art too. So that's why Betawi little bit mixed.
Yeah, that makes sense why I was kind of seeing like little bits of different types of martial art. That's super interesting, and it sounds like the history is really deep on that. In this video clip I pulled up here, I'll just kind of show like a couple seconds here. It looks like you're holding on a class for some people, and I just kind of wanted to show it just so the viewers can kind of see, exactly what it is in the terms of the types of training you're doing. And by the way, as I was kind of putting together these clips and pulling up the different videos, I became even more of a fan of you, man, watching your moves and your motions and stuff. So it's crazy what you're able to do, and I hope to be able to learn from it,
Thank you. So there's a kind of feeling of Cikalong system and Sera together.
Nice. So this is Salat that you're training here, right?
Yeah. It's already mixed in one system already from 5 old styles.
I definitely want to talk about that weapon too, because that's one of your big weapons you use in a lot of your fight scenes. The karambit, correct?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I would definitely wanted to pull that up and just kind of show that. But talking about your heritage and what you learned from, so correct me if I'm wrong. I went on a limb here and trying to find a picture. Is this one of your original teachers here?
Yeah, this is the daughter of the founder, Ibu Eni. Ibu Eni is also the daughter of the founder and also the first head master of Panglipur. look like the first great master of Panglipur, because
Wow.
while the father, we didn't have the organization yet. Just we call it Penca Abah Ale, like the silat of Abah Ale. And then after Ibu Eni become head of the school, she got the name from the what do I say, the head of the city
Yeah.
to be Panglipur.
That's amazing. Yeah, I found this picture and I was like, all right, I hope this is the right person here that I'm pulling up. So I'm glad I got the right person there.
So our grandmaster is woman, yeah.
Yeah.
So our grandmaster is a woman.
Similar to Wing Chun. Similar to Wing Chun then.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
I've pulled up another video here. I thought this one was really cool, and I kind of wanted to show a couple things because when people just watch you training, they're probably like, "What's going on here? I don't quite understand." So we'll just kind of run this through, and I'll point out a couple things here that I kind of noticed. So this is the karambit that you're training with again, right? And is this one of your special weapons that is part of Salat, or is this kind of your own thing?
So normally in Silat we have the way of learning, of studying. Like for example, first we learn by sitting, by to understand that sometimes hip is very important to move correctly, and then without influence of the leg, so we can focus with the hand moving way, and also how the body can help it. And then after that we can combine it with the step with langkah, because langkah in silat is very important, because the to get the target in silat is not because of the length of the hand, but because of how fast our step can synchron with our movement. So that's why in the beginning we learn separately how
Yep.
we can focus with how the hand work, and then and the body, and then we can synchronize it with the langkah, with the leg, with the step.
That's exactly what I wanted to point out, honestly, was, when you first kind of watch the clip, it kind of seems like you're almost dancing a little bit, right? You're kind of like doing some movements, and it's kind of like, okay, what's he doing exactly? But then you show that once he comes at you in a certain way, those movements that you're doing are the actual moves that are going to get you through your system. And I just thought it was really cool just watching these videos and watching you just do the moves by yourself, and then watching you bring people in and showing the movements you're doing and how they apply into actual, physical altercations and stuff like that. So that's awesome you said that, because that's what I wanted to bring up. So that's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great. And then I wanted to bring this one up. So this is a clip that I found for one of the competitions that you did. It starts out with you sitting on the ground here. This is you. These guys are going to finish each other off, and you're going to come into this part. And what I think is really cool is I think this is why you're so good at what you do in terms of your fight scenes on film. Because when you're doing this, there's no retakes. There's no, cut. There's no edit. There's none of that stuff, right? So when you're doing this, you have one go, and then that's it. So my imagination is that you come on set and you probably nail your fight scenes almost perfect every time, and people are probably like, whoa, how does he do this? But I'll just kind of run the scene, and feel free to talk over it and kind of point anything out and say anything about what I just said too.
So that's why we already have the choreographic thing before in the movie also.
And here you are coming in here. Those moves those other two guys were doing are great. Like, look at this. This is like a fight scene from a film here.
Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes we make a comedy thing with that fighting choreography.
Yeah, because even the transition of putting the blade to the different hands, I mean, if you mess that up, that you only get one go on this.
Yeah, because flowing in silat is very important. So that's why even this just choreographic thing, but let's also learn to our body how to be synchron. Not only synchron with our body, but also synchronize with the partner.
Yeah.
Because in silat it's important about how to control your partner, because not every enemy is your enemy. Sometimes maybe your brother, but become stressed, become your opponent too.
Yep, and you need to be able to.
So that's why
you need to be able to control that energy
is
responsibly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, yeah, I thought this was a really cool clip to check out too. Anyone that wants to see more of this type of stuff, go on YouTube and type in Chechic's name and check it out. And it's really amazing stuff.
Thank you. Yeah.
Then moving. So we got to talk about this fight scene. So in my opinion, I put this, me and my friends, we always do like top five favorite movies, top 5 fight scenes, top 5 musicians. When we talk about top 5 fight scenes of all time in cinematic history, I have this fight scene in Raid 2 between you and Iko Uwais in my top. I think this is so I'd say this is either my 1 or my 2 because I got the Donnie Yen Ip Man in the 1 vs 10 black belts. Have you seen that one?
Great.
Oh, I love that one. And then this one is right there with it. I don't know which ones. So it's the 1 and 2 spot. It's the 1 and 2 spot for this. But tell me about working with Iko Uwais, who's a fellow Indonesian. He practices Salat as well. And we'll kind of watch this fight scene as we kind of talk about it. And I'd love to kind of just, hear some things about what was going on in terms of the training. How many days did it take you guys to shoot this scene?
Okay. So, Iko and me is already met each other since before the movie because look like you see the Bercy Festival, right? Before when I do with my student, 3 of us. So with Iko was also like that. Since we were 2003 in France and also in Russia. So we always be a team together.
Wow.
So with Iko already have a good, what can I say? Chemistry, we can say chemistry, right?
Chemistry, yep.
Yeah, chemistry each other because before in the movie we already met many times already while in the festival, in the performance, in local Indonesia or in outside also. So that's why while even in the raid, Iko is very busy because me is only joined in the fighting scenes, not have a drama thing.
Yeah.
So I don't have the rehearsal for dialogue. But Iko is very busy. Every day has the dialogue, also have fighting. So that's why not every time we met each other. But I just met with his double for the training. Not double in the movie, but double in the training.
Oh, okay.
But
so you'd meet with the double. You'd meet with the double, and you guys would go over the moves that he was also teaching to Iko on the other side, right? So the double kind of has both sides. Wow.
But Iko in the movie never have a double.
Yeah,
but
not
in the training,
movie. Yeah, just for the training. So the double's pretty much teaching you the moves that when you guys meet up on the set, and then you guys are ready to go from there, pretty much.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. So normally a week before the movie, that's we met. But we just need to see the rhythm, how we can synchronize the rhythm between his rhythm and my rhythm because we already know.
Timing and all that stuff,
the feeling. Yeah, and then just like that. But Gareth is very perfectionist.
Yep.
So only for
Gareth
6 and half minutes. This
director of the film, just so everyone knows.
Yeah,
Gareth. Yeah.
Gareth Evans is the director. So we spent 10 days and half for finishing this scene, this choreography scene.
This scene is the. Ooh. Yeah, I was wondering this part here. So were all those bottles in there fake bottles, or were some of those real ones in here too?
Now it's look like candy bottle, right?
I was wondering. I was like, that'd be a lot of expensive wine right there. Oh man, this is the best. When so when Raid 1 came out, I saw it on my computer. And then I heard that Raid 2 is being made and it was coming out in theaters. So I went and I saw this movie in theaters. And I remember watching this scene, and I was literally in the theaters just like going, "Oh my God, like this is so crazy." And I was, oh man, I'm a stunt nerd, and this one got me good, man.
And then because we already trust each other, all the hitting is touching.
Yep.
All the hitting to the body is touching. Maybe to the face is not really touching. We just feel the air.
Yep.
So when the hitting here, we feel the air and then we reaction. But for the body, we need the touching because when we touch each other, we have a natural reaction for it.
Yep.
And then become a good flow because we don't wait for the next movement because we already feel it and then just flow it.
Yeah, I have a guy that I've worked with on about like 3 or 4 films together now, and we've done a couple fight scenes together. I love this pose, by the way, right here that you have. I love this standoff here. But we've worked
Tiger.
Yep.
Yeah.
So me and this guy have worked together in like 3 or 4 movies together now. So we trust each other. We have a flow. We have a
Okay.
timing. So we're able to land the punches and land the kicks. And now that we've been implementing that instead of, faking everything, it just makes the fight scene so much cooler. And you can run continuous shots like you guys have in this
Great.
fight scene where you can run the continuous flow and you can really feel the intensity of the scene.
Yeah, would be like that, of course.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But sometimes, in the rehearsal and the set, sometimes different. In the set, it's really slippery.
Yeah.
So one of the movement should be blocked, but because of slippery, I just got the hitting.
He just
So
got hit.
yeah, but luckily because my makeup is already red, so the real blood is nothing.
Oh,
Look
it
like
blended
people
in. It
didn't see.
blended. It made it look better. It made it
Yes.
look real.
The one when Iko hit me by karambit, so I
Yeah.
have to block like this and then turn.
Wait,
But
was that
no,
the one that just happened? Right here?
Yeah, no, after this. After this, I think. When we do the fast hitting each other. After this.
This scene is so sick.
That's real hitting.
It's awesome, man. Boom. Woo.
So Iko got his ball also with me here. Here.
This part is where he gets you.
Yeah. This fast movement in this part.
Woo. I gotta say, this is one of the coolest moments of my life watching this fight scene with you right now, man. This is like a dream come true for me.
This. In this part.
Ooh.
So I got my nose by fake karambit.
Oh. Chechip, no! I like this clinch here. This clinch. Ooh. Kick the leg. Ooh.
And then after this, we break 3 hours for the makeup here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my. Woo. That fight scene, man, every single time is just so good. It's just so good. Yeah, so they probably had to put you through a bunch of makeup to do that last part, huh? Because that thing got bloody. It got bloody there.
Yeah. So 3 hours prepare for that. The bleeding part.
Oh man, that's crazy. And so.
And then
sorry,
Garrett still use the all the way of cutting blooding the bloody cutting, right? Still use like the small rope with with condom. So condom filled with the fake blood, and then some
the squib.
If a 3 cutting, so 3 person will pull it.
Yep, they're kind of like squibs, pretty much, right? Is that what they are?
Yeah.
Squibs. Yeah, those are like the blood things that kind of blow up when someone gets shot.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you guys had a string that you'd pull. Is that what it is?
That's
a string that's pulled. Wow, that's cool. That's good. That's awesome. But yeah, I wanted to talk about some of the other Indonesian actors fighters. So we've mentioned Yayan a couple times, and you guys have worked on a couple projects together. He's also in Raid 2, and he's also in Raid 1. What was it kind of like getting that phone call when you guys heard you're going to be in the next Star Wars film, and you guys have kind of built this Indonesian film community, and now you guys are bringing it to America? Just what was that experience like, kind of going through that process?
Okay. So beside Gareth Evans, who brought me into the movie, but Kang Yayan and Iko also, they pushed me to join in the movie, because in the beginning sometimes I a little bit doubt to join, because sometimes at the time I have to be be a real teacher in the school, formal school, English teacher, or also join in the movie, because sometimes I have to see how possibility the manage the timing, how to manage the time.
Oh, you're an
So that's
English
why
teacher. That makes sense why your English is so good. That's awesome. You're an English teacher.
for the elementary school. So for the Meranto, actually, Gerard and Kanayan already asked me to join, but I said sorry because I just be a teacher, and then I little bit feel not good if I just teach a week, and then after that 3 months not be in the class. So
Yeah.
that's why I said in the Meranto maybe I will not would not join yet. But the in the Red 2, Kanayan said, no, just join with us because we can manage the time when I got the holiday in the school, that the shooting will be done. So that's why, because Kanayan with me already uh, be best friends since 91,
Wow.
1991. So
That's awesome.
before going for festival in abroad, we already met each other. Actually, we came from the neighborhood the city, so look like Tasik and Garut is just side by side.
That's
But
awesome.
before Silat, we didn't see each other. But we met each other in Jakarta when we trained together there. And then because we neighborhood the city, we directly easy to be
Join
close.
together. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why every activity about festival, about Silat project, we always be together. Even in the movie, also Kayan want me to join in together. So that's why we were very happy when I can join in the raid because yeah, look like we doing rehearsal for the Silat
Yep.
performance before already together like that. So that's why Kayan is older than me but very strong
Yeah.
because he never miss the training even a day. Always have the morning for training. So he said when he didn't do the training in the morning, look like feel not fresh in a day. So
Yep.
that's why for that spirit, I also look his spirit to be also in my way of a training. And then Kangayan is small, right?
Yeah.
Just like me, but he is really strong because his system is a little bit different with me. I like my school more focus with the like external movement, external power. But Kangayan school, Kangayan styles is more in the internal, like a breathing system.
Wow.
So how to be strong with the muscle, how to be strong with the bone also. So that's why uh, Kayan is for him it's not so difficult to join in the movie, like get the action reaction because for him is nothing, like the hitting is
Yeah.
nothing for him. So that's why but after half of his breathing system, he also learned another thing because yeah, for the movie is important to learn the another styles too. So that's why we share each other. I learn his system, also Kangayan learn our system, also another system from Sumatra, from West Java also because his motherland, right, West Java. So that's
Yeah.
why he also so his base is from the breathing system. We call it STD
Okay.
or Kakeda in the past. So like breathing our inner power. And then after join in many performance and movie, he also learn another system to be complete.
Wow. That's amazing. And so I got to ask
Yeah.
too. So when you two did John Wick 3 together, so I
Mhm.
noticed they didn't kill you guys in the movie. So you guys could potentially be in John Wick 4. What kind of went on behind the scenes in terms of that discussion of whether they were going to take you guys out in the movie or let you guys live? Was there a conversation about that at all or how did that kind of go?
We didn't have the conversation yet. Yeah, we just have that dialogue. So many people guess maybe that's look like the sign for our next joining. But
Yeah.
for us, it's not don't have the expectation for it because yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a design people talk about, but not have the formal conversation about it since since that preparing of the movie. So that's why.
I thought it was really cool they let you guys live though, because it was like a respect thing. It was like we can't take these guys out. They're way too talented. They're way too skilled.
Yeah.
We gotta let them live. We gotta let them live.
But actually, in the beginning, Mr. Chad said that we would be died there. So at
Oh,
the
he
end
did.
of the movie, should be died. But in the middle of rehearsal, he just changed the story. They said, if you like, maybe we can make you not died, but just like collapse or something, and then look like Keanu respect you because we also respect him. While
Wow.
in the first fighting, we just because we also the fans of John Wick, right? So
Yeah.
when we met with him, is our mostly thing is not for killing, but just for checking,
Yeah.
testing. So, so that's why at the end he also respect us, not kill us directly.
That's awesome.
So and also Keanu is very like he asked me how if I want to say in Bahasa Indonesia about we don't want to finish at the time, but maybe we can see each other after.
Yeah.
So that's why Indonesian people guess that a sign of us to be joined again.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
We'll
just
see.
a
We'll
sign. It's
see.
not
We'll
a,
see. We'll see.
yeah.
That's awesome. I definitely love this picture as well too. We have Iko Uwais, we have yourself here, and Yayan in the Star Wars film. So just talking about, not everyone's familiar with the Indonesian film like I am, and watching all your guys' films. I know Joe Taslim's another big guy from Indonesia as well too. I just think it's really cool that you guys are all kind of coming into the Hollywood scene now. You're still doing your Indonesian films as well too. And I just kind of wanted more people to kind of just know about you guys and just watch your
Thank
guys'
you.
films, because I really think it is some of the best stuff out there. And I'm super excited to see what else you guys do in the future, because these fight scenes are amazing, man. I really do love it. I
Thank
really
you.
do love
Thank
it.
you.
I do got to show one scene though, which broke my heart. So in Raid 2, I loved Yayan's character. I think his character was called Mad Dog, right?
Mad Dog. Yeah.
And
That's right.
I remember when your character comes at this part and you have to take out your friend here. This one broke me. What was it?
Yeah.
What was
Sorry.
it like? What was it like shooting this scene where you take out your friend of all these years?
Yeah, the director want to do that one.
Oh, this scene was so intense.
Yeah.
And you're a great actor too, man. I don't know what type of training you have, but you killed it in this role, dude.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the whole fight scene that Yayan had right before this in the club was
Yeah,
so
that's the
good.
nice one too.
Oh man,
And you know, because that's like long taking too,
yeah, yeah.
long shot also.
Did that one take a couple days?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then moving along, I just wanted to ask, what else do you have coming up? Is there anything that people should be looking out for? Where can people check you out on the internet if people want to see more of your stuff? Like I mentioned, YouTube's a good spot. You have an Instagram as well too. But kind of tell people what to look for and where to check you out.
Okay. Yeah, like now I because of pandemic, right? So many time I just stay at home. So that's why I also make the YouTube channel. It's not for my purpose is not for just playing something, but just sometimes I need to give the information about silat more in that channel. So you can people can ask me about the silat everything, and then I will answer on that channel later. So
Wow.
that's why also we have the Instagram with just my name channel, also just like my name Cecep Arif Rahman. So anything people can asking about silat to us, and then we will try to answer as good as possible.
That's awesome, man. And like I said, I really do appreciate you coming on. I've become an even bigger fan of yours, just kind of learning about you and learning about Salat,
Thank
learning
you.
about
Thank you.
Indonesia. And it really is a huge honor to talk to you. And I really think everyone should go check your stuff out. I'll make sure to
Me
put
too.
links. I'll make sure to put links and all this stuff. And hopefully one day when the world goes back to normal, one day we can meet. And I would love to train with you. I would love to learn from you. I know
We
you
will,
have a
inshallah.
lot
It's
of
welcome.
knowledge. And if it's ever possible, we'll definitely have to make that happen for sure.
For sure, inshallah.
Well, thank you very much, Cecep. I'll go ahead and stop the recording, but feel free to
Sama-sama.
hang
You're
out.
welcome.
But thank
Yeah.
you very much. I appreciate it. I hope you all enjoyed this episode.
Inshallah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.